How's it going, everyone? My name is Sarge, and in this video, this is going to be a brand new series that I like to call The Breakdown. Now, The Breakdown is going to be, hopefully, a series I can keep for a long time on this channel. The Breakdown is going to be something of the sort of when it comes to like making class setups, but it's going to be more of the side of like numbers, statistics, breaking down weapons, maybe maps, strategies, different stuff like that. So for today's video, this is going to be, I guess, episode 1. I'm not really sure if I'm going to call them episodes or just going to be parts. So for the first one, this is going to be more of like a question to the people of the game Titanfall. So there might be different breakdowns for each game. For like Black Ops 3, maybe I might do it, but I'm probably not going to since the game is already dead and everything about that game has already been told pretty much. But I might do it for like COD 4 and Infinite Warfare. So hopefully this series can last for a good while. Now in this first episode, this is going to be about the Alternator, and not the alternator of a car, but the gun that's in Titanfall 2. Now I was fortunate enough to unlock this weapon after playing a good while after the second part of the tech test. And my first impressions of the weapon are pretty bad. For some reason, this weapon is really mediocre for a weapon. Like, it kind of feels like the Mac 11 from Black Ops 1, how the weapon looked cool, but then when you start to use it, the weapon just straight out sucked. Now for its stats, they're pretty average. The damage output is 75, which is pretty good for an SMG, which makes it probably like around a 2 to 3 shot kill. And the accuracy is okay. The recoil control in this weapon is average. It has like a lot of side to side recoil. I'm probably going to put some recoil testing in the background as I'm speaking about it. But the recoil is pretty good, it's pretty stable, anybody can use it. For an SMG, the fire rate on this weapon is extremely slow. I would consider this an assault rifles type of fire rate. And you would never believe that this is a real SMG. Now the real problem with this weapon that really makes me think it needs a buff is its range. Although the damage is really high, the recoil on the weapon doesn't really match with the range, since after a short amount of range, this weapon becomes outright useless. The recoil jumps way too much at enemies at long range due to the fact of them jumping in mid-air, them moving too fast. This weapon just can't really compete with fast-paced targets, even though it is an SMG. And I really think the only way you could truly fix this weapon is by fixing the range of this weapon to make it better, or by reducing the recoil a little bit more, maybe less side-to-side recoil, or maybe more upwards recoil instead, since upward recoil is much easier to control, and side-to-side is not really going to help if you're fighting enemies that are moving horizontally most of the time. So if the developers of Titanfall 2 are watching this, which I highly doubt they are, the best way to fix this weapon really is just to increase the range. Maybe not a lot, but just enough to where it's actually usable at longer ranges. Because this weapon, even at close range, sometimes the fire rate just doesn't allow you to kill people fast enough. The damage per second on this weapon is not as good as it looks, even though it is a 60 fire rate on its stat chart. I'm pretty sure that fire rate is assault rifle kind of speed. And the last thing I want to point out about this weapon is its magazine size. The magazine size is 20 rounds, which for a gun that fires really slow, I don't think this is the best option for a weapon like this. Preferably at least 25 minimum and at least 35 maximum, because this weapon's fire rate is way too slow for it to have such a short magazine. So the best two options of buffing this weapon would have to be its range and its magazine. For a third, maybe the fire rate, but leaving the fire rate the way it is, I guess they want it to be this way, so I guess keep it that way. Maybe at launch they'll figure out something. But that's it for the video today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. I do it for the love, yes I do. So you don't care about the money, well yes it's true.